Good morning, and welcome to day 2 of this series of 7 brief morning meditations to help you cultivate calm at the start of your day. If you're just joining me for the first time, perhaps you'd like to drop a hi, a hello, or a little good morning down in the comments below. And please do remember to like and subscribe to help other people find this channel. Today's meditation is going to be a simple practice of pendulation. So we're going to be drawing our attention between some grounding through our body and the emotions that we're sitting with today. So for this meditation, you might want to get yourself into a comfy place to sit. Perhaps you want to be on the floor, or perhaps you'd prefer to be up in a seat with lots of lovely cushions around you, or you could even do this lying down on your bed in the morning. And you may like to take a soft, gentle gaze somewhere in the room, or perhaps out the window. You may prefer to watch the screen, or you might like to gently allow your eyes to close if that feels safe. And let's start just by taking a few breaths, just to come into a little moment of calm, a little pocket of stillness at the start of the day. Perhaps just noticing how your body is feeling without drawing too much attention to aches and pains, but noticing how's your jaw, how the top of your shoulders and the upper back, how's your tummy, how are your hips and your low back, your quads, your hands and your feet. Is there a way that you can make yourself just 5% more comfortable? And keeping this lovely, slow, gentle breathing going without trying to force anything. If your feet are near the ground, or perhaps you've got them up on a sofa or a bed, let's just gently rub our feet backwards and forwards. Just feeling into the sensations beneath our feet. Noticing the texture. Maybe it's a rug or floorboards. Maybe it's the bed. Maybe you're feeling your socks. Noticing what your feet are in contact with. And then bringing your feet to stillness. And then rubbing your hands, perhaps on your legs, on your pajama bottoms, on your robe, perhaps on the surface of the sofa next to you, or on a cushion. Just naming to yourself and noticing the surface that you're in contact with your hands. And noticing the backs of your legs and your seat and your low back. And noticing what you're in contact with. Naming to yourself how that feels. Is it soft? Is it firm? Is it supportive? Is it squishy? Is it hard? Do you feel enclosed and held? Does it feel spacious and open? And then drawing attention to the surface of your skin, where it's exposed to the air and the light, and noticing how that feels. Do you feel a slight breeze? Is there a smell? What's the temperature of the air? What's the quality of the light behind your closed eyes, if your eyes are closed? And noticing any sounds that you can hear close to you. Perhaps you hear my voice. Perhaps you can hear the hum of a radiator or an air conditioner. Perhaps you can hear a pet in the room with you. Perhaps there's some music or a radio coming from somewhere else. Perhaps there are noises from the street. We're going to allow our attention to gently stay on our body. And at the same time, we're going to start to draw our attention inward and start to notice our emotions. What can you feel at the surface of your attention? Perhaps it's more of a sensation in your body. Can you identify where in your body it sits and what it feels like? You might like to bring your hands to that part of the body and let their warmth rest, perhaps onto your tummy or your diaphragm or your throat or your shoulders. Or maybe it feels more like a thought, more like a sense of a thought and a feeling that you can name. Just allow your attention to be with your emotions. And noticing as you let your attention rest there, whilst keeping your body nice and relaxed, whether they shift or change, whether you start to become aware of other emotions. And if at any time this starts to feel overwhelming or too much, just bring your attention back to the last place that you felt safe. Maybe it was listening to the sounds. Maybe it was noticing what your body is in contact with. And just let your attention be there. If you're able to stay with your emotions without pushing them away, without labeling them or judging them, can you gently hold space for them for a few more breaths? If you'd like to stay with your emotions, please do so. Otherwise, let's gently draw our attention back towards the surface of the body. Just paying attention and noticing if anything has changed in the time that we were listening to our emotions. And if there's any impulse in the body now that you'd like to follow, perhaps it's a gentle stroke down your arms to soothe yourself. Perhaps it's a hand placed on your chest for a bit of weight, or perhaps one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Maybe you want to give yourself a little safe hug with one arm across your chest and the other over the top. Perhaps you want to move. Perhaps you want to stand up and stretch, or reach for a pillow to squeeze, or go for a walk outside. Whatever you feel like your body is asking for, I just encourage you to respond to that now. Thank you so much for joining me for this morning's meditation, and I look forward to practicing again with you tomorrow.